Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're back. We're back. Another edition here. The brilliantly dumb show. You have Dick Sporting Goods' very own Joey D in the chat. And then you also have the one, the only, holding down the fort over there in Nutley, New Jersey. That's Mikey V in the chat as well. Fellas, let's clap it up. How's everybody doing today?
Good morrow to you. Good morrow.
What's that mean?
Yeah, good morning. In old English, I believe.
There it is. And Joey D, how are you today, pal?
I'm good. I'm ready to fire. I'm ready to rock and roll. We're doing an early pod today because Nicole and I are going to go do the you ever heard of the Nordic cycle, Bob? It's that contrast therapy where Bob, you do it every day. It's you go the cold plunge, you go sauna, the back and forth. It's called contrast therapy. It's known as the Nordic cycle.
Cutsy had told us that we couldn't do the pot. That
we have cycles in New Jersey, but they're different.
The 10:30 pod wasn't doable because Cutsy said that he has a spa session, and I can only read that in Mikey V's voice doing an impression of Joe.
I mean, it's listen, I don't take care of myself nearly enough. So when there's times like this that I need to go and decompress and focus and take off some stress that I have in my life, it's important. You got to prioritize these things.
What stress do you have, just out of curiosity? I
have stress. I have day-to-day stress. I think every American has some level of stress, or anybody in general does.
Sure.
You know,
I'd love to hear your major triggers of stress, like, because I always find it fascinating, like what stress is like, other people
I feel
out.
Like you're being facetious right now.
No, I'm being dead serious. It's like something that I actually take great interest in.
What's on your mind, Joe? What's bothering you?
I would like to know.
I mean, there's a lot of things that we have to go through, like, for example, we just dropped a major drink. I'm worried about how that's going to go. How is it going to be received?
You guys sold out in a day. You're at the infancy stage. It takes time. Yeah. So it's like, people just have to understand that and keep it moving.
We're newborn babes.
Things are expensive, but
that's it. It was a really strange, it was one of the strangest days I think I've ever had doing it, because from one side, we're selling so much, it's doing so well, everybody's so happy with how it's selling that you're really happy in that regard. But then you can't help but ignore people's comments about the prices. It's as clear as day. It's right in our face. And with the online shipping and everything, I get it. Like, if you go and you look at the prices, the thing that's frustrating is if you look at the prices, if you order high noons online, it's neck and neck right where we are. With that being said, I totally get it. Like, when you see those comments, it's totally understandable. And our thing, and the thing that we were always told, which now has already come to fruition, is that if we can get into retail stores, we're going to see retail prices that are neck and neck with every other.
Yeah,
I think that's the frustration, is the accessibility aspect of it, which is understandable. But at the same time, when you launch something like this, you can't just snap your fingers and all of a sudden it's on every liquor shelf in every town in America. Like, it just doesn't work that way.
And
so it's like,
now we're already there, which is amazing. But the thing that I will say, though, with the comments, because a lot of people did say that, like, like, if you don't like it, whatever, don't comment or whatnot. But the thing that I will say, those people commenting, 99% of the comments that they have, if you go to a Bob Does Sports episode, is very positive, incredible, great episode here, great episode there. Yep. So you have to listen to what they're saying and take it for what it is. And it's not like it was one or two. Like, obviously, you have to hear what they're saying. It's so many people saying it, and it's like, we get it. Like, we see it. We're right there with you. And it was a really weird day because you're so excited with how well it's doing, and now you can get into retail. But then on the other hand, it's like, you care about the fans so much that it was so hard to see that. So I didn't know if I should be happy or really upset.
And it puts you,
Go ahead, Joe.
It puts you in a tough spot too, because you're not going to gain anything by responding to comments in the comment section on the post, like by trying to justify it. Like, people are just going to get more upset. But then by not responding, it looks like we don't care. So you're really in kind of like a catch-22. There's no winning out of that. I do think that the one thing that I said to Bob is, I do see the fact that that people do care about us and want to support the brand. So the fact that, you know, people go, well, they don't have to buy it. They want to buy it. They want to support it.
100%.
So
Right.
like that is a good feeling, knowing that people want to jump on board with the boys and buy and like support us and stuff. And then feeling that they're priced out, that they can't do that. So I kind of look at it and it's like a way that, you know, it's like they want to be part of what we're doing and they're upset that they can't. But like Bob said, like once this stuff goes in stores, man, there's no shipping costs. The prices will be down, because at the end of the day, we have to cover our costs at the end of the day. So we're not even like, it's not even like we're just, people think we're trying to gouge people, but it is what it is. It's all perception and understanding. And even for us, like we're very new to this whole world. Like we don't, like you said, Mikey, we don't really understand the ins and outs.
And another thing for us is something you don't see in the liquor industry really at all, from what I've seen, is the 24 packs. So with the 24 packs, if you add up the 8 packs, 3 different 8 packs, it adds up to what the 8 pack is, to where I almost feel like if we had just released the 8 pack, people wouldn't question as much. There's a little bit of that, like you go onto the site and you see $60, $70 for a 24 pack and you're shocked. And again, I totally get it. And now Ticket said it the best, because we all had a call about it. Ticket was like, it's a race now to get to retail, which we've already done. Like there's nothing that I look forward to more than this going into stores, which it will be in a few weeks, and showing what the price is and showing the people that, hey, like we're here. Like we're not just saying that. The price it's there.
But by the way, like, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like when I order like a Drizzly, well, there's no more Drizzly anymore, but now Uber Eats does the alcohol for Drizzly deliveries. And like when I buy, like, if I buy like a 4-pack of like Surfside, which my wife likes, you know, and like, or one of those other seltzers before this came out, like those 4-packs are like $16, $17 a 4-pack. It's not like those are cheap. Again, I think it's just, it's new. People are going to just have their immediate gut reactions to it. But I think what you do is the right thing, is you acknowledge every comment and you say, we hear you, we understand you, and we're just going to keep pressing forward, and we'll try and do the best that we could possibly do to make it accessible to everybody, because that's what we want to do, is make it accessible for everyone to be able to enjoy it and try it. So,
and then hit the Nordic cycle, and that's all there is. But between that and then the fucking comments,
how did we get back to the Nordic cycle?
Well, you asked me what stress do I have in my life, so that's one. Between that, and then by the way, the backlash that I received for over the Reese's Pieces. And Mikey, I gotta come at you a little bit, dude, because on the show, you had no issue with it.
I had a major issue with it, Joe.
Well, you said,
Joe, I literally exploded. I said, what the fuck are we doing? I said, that's not the right candy. So I know you explained, but I certainly had an issue.
Understandable, but if it was that big of a debacle, then you should have shut it down. You should not have allowed me to take the pick.
We were on a split decision. Bob and I were on, it seemed like it was a split decision that it was just going to fly. So if it's going to fly, it's going to fly.
But Mikey, the only thing that I don't like,
you said at the end,
going against the committee, because the committee's a very sacred.
I tell you what, the committee needs to be better.
Well, but you're part
the committee needs to be better.
But you're part of the committee.
I know.
You're one of the committee.
I
know.
If
it was that bad, you should put your foot down and said that this isn't going to be.
I agree. I'm going to have to get a little more stiff with my decisions.
Okay. Then that's my point, is that you allowed it to fly, and then you come and you start this tirade on Twitter, making it sound like your top 5 wasn't good because you didn't get the peanut butter cups. But you went and took Baby Ruth, and you took a fucking blow pop, and you know what? Your list was the 3rd best, even with the peanut butter cup.
Well, I didn't have the peanut butter cup, so
if you put it on there, you still would have been 3rd.
We'll never know that. You're speaking.
It was never Baby Ruth, and it was never blow pop.
Okay,
I haven't had a blow pop in 10 years.
Okay, Jerry. All right. But listen, it was not a matter of whether or not the pick was allowed. It was just a matter of, you said one thing, you were wrong, then you just doubled down on it. When we tried to correct you, it was like, it's as if 20,000 people told you that you were wrong, and you still, it's like you just, it's impossible for you to say,
I said in the podcast, I said the wrong name. I thought it was called Reese's Pieces. I said that. And in the video that you know, shout out Cutsy Burner, who's been fucking fantastic.
The Jet video does you a disservice, not a service.
No, it doesn't. It just shows
because
that
it shows that you were corrected once on the matter, and then you once again messed it up again.
But one person saying one thing and Jet saying
let's just play that clip. Tick, if you could go ahead and play that clip.
Reese's or Reese's Pieces? Reese's Pieces. Pieces? Reese's Pieces.
I thought these ones are the regular Reese's Pieces. No, the pieces are the regular cup.
You say PCs or pieces?
Pieces.
Oh, they're not pieces, dude.
Small ones. I call the regular ones Reese's.
They're actually spelled. No,
Yeah.
Pieces.
But the regular ones I call pieces. I call these ones pieces.
But they're both called
Should I
pieces.
get the family share bag?
Joseph, go ahead.
My point
He
is,
needs that Nordic cycle bad today.
oh, I do. I need the Nordic cycle, the contrast therapy, bring it all. I might even opt in
Contrast
for a
therapy.
massage after. No, but Jet, who am I to think that I'm wrong and Jet's right just because Jet says, oh, I don't think it's called that?
Because I mean, well, Jets. Well, I mean, we could start. Well, I don't want to.
If there was like if there was multiple people like you and Bob telling me at the same time, in that case that I was wrong, like in that video when I'm at the Walmart, then
Yeah.
I would be like, okay, you know what, I'm wrong. It was one-on-one.
As
Like,
long
I'm
as we
not-
have it straightened out now, it's Reese's peanut butter cups, and then there's
Yes.
Reese's Pieces. There is
the
no such
company
thing
is
as
called Reese's.
there's no such thing as Reese's Pieces.
Reese's.
Pieces, right? Can we agree to that? There's no such
Yeah,
thing.
no,
as
no, I
Reese's
was wrong.
Pieces.
I was wrong. I was
Okay.
wrong.
That's it.
Okay, yeah,
That's
But
fair.
it's just like it's
Now
like,
we move
but
on. Now we move on.
my
That was
point-
hand up accountability.
I was wrong.
I mean,
But my point was, I always intended on taking the cups. I
Okay.
always
Okay.
that was what I was going off of, and that
I
people
hear you.
just- It just goes to show, man.
But
that
I
I'm
did-
so
I did tell you.
misunderstood. I'm not saying that I'm saying it right. I'm saying my intention was to take the cup, and
Okay.
people think that my intention was to take the piece
I
or
did-
the PCs.
I did tell you. I tried to tell you though. I did warn you. I said, Joe, you're going to get eviscerated in the comments this week. I told you that
You
because
know
I
what?
want. That's
Bring
why
it
I
on.
wanted you to not even look because it's not worth it because you're gonna stress yourself out with all the back and forth.
I've had a lot of stress this last couple of days. I've had a lot of stress.
I know, but think about it this way: in the grand scheme of stresses, those are very, very minuscule stresses.
Oh, yeah. It's not like
That's
I'm
it.
having to like
Right.
provide for a family of 4.
No, it's not that either. It's not like you're
Maybe,
living
though.
with- it's
Maybe
not like you
one
got
day, Joe.
diagnosed. It's not like you got diagnosed with a disease, God forbid. or
Oh
you're-
God!
you know, you
forbid,
gotta go. You
no.
gotta go. You know,
Now, I
you're
did
getting
go and buy-
deployed. You're getting deployed to Afghanistan or something like that.
Now, I
like
did have to buy
serious
outdoor
issues.
patio furniture yesterday, and let me tell you, this outdoor patio furniture now, guys. Mikey, you told me, you warned
Oh
me.
yeah, they'll bang you. They'll bang you.
Oh my God,
they'll
dude!
bang
The couch I got costs more than the indoor couch.
yeah.
I don't want to talk numbers, but I told you,
Yeah.
outdoor patio furniture is a bang job. If you
But
get
Joe, let
anything
me
good.
ask you something. Let me ask you. Let's
It's
just talk
decent.
numbers real quick.
Don't
Over.
do that.
No, let's talk
Whoa,
numbers.
whoa!
This
over-
isn't good. This isn't good for the program.
Over under 1,000.
Oh my God! Come on, Bob. You can't get an out-
Astronomically.
You think you can get an
over.
outdoor patio couch that's like a decent couch for
So do
under
you wanna know what my
$1,000?
thought is?
But
Mikey,
he has
you
like
know-
but Joe, you don't have like a huge patio,
I
right?
have a
Like you
massive
have.
patio. You haven't
do?
been here. Bob's never been to my place, and we've been here now for multiple. I've invited him over multiple times.
Really? That
Oh,
Yeah,
is-
he doesn't.
that
He
is
has no
disgusting.
intention of coming. I've been
That
inviting
is
him for dinner.
disgusting.
Yeah.
I've
That
invited
is
him for
absolutely
drinks.
disgusting.
I invited him.
He
Yesterday,
might-
Mikey.
The guy must
yesterday
be
I
real
invited-
busy. I mean, listen,
I
you know,
know,
he's
I know,
taking
it's-
sauna videos. He's
That's-
twitching.
Mikey,
he's
Mikey,
streaming.
I've wanted to show him my apartment. I invited him over.
that
I
is
gotta
that
see
is
it.
that is
He
discouraging.
I
said
gotta
his
see-
AC was broken yesterday.
Well, they
so why don't you
fixed
come
it.
by?
They
I have a
fixed it
nice
yesterday.
AC. We can
No,
have
they
dinner. We
fixed
can
it.
watch some sports.
They fixed it.
I didn't even hear
But
from
you're
the
right.
guy.
But you're
Wow,
right.
he didn't even
I-
text you back.
No, that no. That's
Wow.
to say that I didn't.
Bob, don't
text
make me
back.
pull out. Don't make me pull out the evidence, Bob. I messaged you multiple times within the evening.
Multiple
But
times.
oh no, it started at 6:30,
Joe,
and by 9 o'clock.
Don't let him get you going. Don't let him get you
no,
going.
let's hear the truth.
Don't
The
let
truth
him
will
get
set
you
you
going,
free.
Joe.
Go ahead, Joe.
Don't let him do
I'll
this.
pull up the receipts if I have
Pull
to,
the
Michael.
receipt up, Joe.
No, I
wanna hear
texted
it.
him back, but it might have been a while. It might
Oh,
have been a while.
it had to be quite a while.
Hey,
You
Joe.
ready? You ready for this? You ready for this, Bob? And I'm not. It's all love. It's all love.
Okay.
I'm not. It's all love.
It's
but,
all
you
love,
know,
but here you go.
I messaged him. Okay, here it is. You ready for this? Oh, this is tough. All right. I messaged him. There was a response to a text at 4:13,
PM.
which was fine. It was just like a response
Sure.
to something that he had responded about.
Okay.
This place,
Okay.
this deli that I went
Yep.
to.
Yep. Yep.
So then I
sounds
messaged
right,
him
yeah.
at 6:50 discussing about something work related.
Okay.
No response. Respond again
it's
at
6:50.
6:50.
Bob, please.
Then
all
at
right, all right.
8:40. And by the way, I can pull up the receipts. Like I
Oh,
don't want to
whoa, easy there, man. Easy there. What are we
Wow.
doing?
So
Now
then,
that's
so then,
out
Mikey,
of
so
line.
Mikey. Well, no, we can blur it out. We can blur it out.
Can we
But like,
please? Jesus
but then at
Christ.
80, at
I
80,
didn't. I got to be honest. I didn't see anything incriminating on
then
there.
at 8:04. Okay, so the first text was 6:50. 8:04. I message him, da man, like where?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I thought
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
he was
Yeah.
gonna come by.
Yeah, a little
or
follow-up.
It's
Sure.
at dinner. It's at dinner.
At 8:45, I respond, Bobo, nothing. So now we're gone from almost 2 hours.
Yeah, this is
He
concerning.
responds to me, D-man,
What
at
time was that?
10:07.
Let me tell you
From
something, Joe.
6:50 to 10:07.
And he says it as if like it's like, yeah, well, what's up? What's going on, bro?
It's like
4
you just
hours later,
responded to me
what's up?
like it was like
Tell
10
you
minutes
this.
ago.
Could have just watched the Godfather
hand up.
trilogy in between.
Hands up.
Not on an airplane either.
He doesn't like Godfather. though.
Hand up. Hand up.
There you
By
go.
texting.
That's all you can ask for.
That's all.
you
It's
can
all
ask
you
for.
can do.
It's done.
It's all you
We're
can do.
done.
Hand up. But I will say this.
ahead.
I've gone hand up on my texting. It's the worst, and I think
It's gotten
that-
progressively worse over the years.
I
It
don't
wasn't
think I
so
have.
bad.
I don't think I really have necessarily enemies out there really at all. I don't
No,
really think
no,
I have any
everybody
enemies.
loves you.
With that being said, not necessarily, but with my texting, I think there's a lot of people out there that be like, yo, what the fuck? Like Rob's like a dick, like he doesn't respond and shit like that. Because I know for me, if I text somebody and they don't text back, I kind of remember like, hey, they didn't text me back. And then I think of me, there's a lot of people out there that I haven't texted back. And
A
that
lot of
bothers
people.
me. That bothers me. Go ahead, Joseph, I had a hand up.
Well, no, I was just going to say to all those people who think Bob's an asshole, he's not. He's the nicest guy in the world. He's just terrible at texting. And you know what? The thing is,
All those people who think Bob's an
well,
asshole.
Bob just said that he thinks some people but no, the thing that's scary, Mikey, is he's probably one of the best at texting me. Like he texts me probably more than anyone else. So it makes me wonder, like, if I'm good, if he's good with me and I'm waiting 3.5, almost 4 hours for a
Yeah.
text back, could you imagine the average?
What's some
lay
other
person?
poor Joe Schmo waiting?
Oh
Mikey,
my, we're
I'm
talking days.
Mikey, you're right there too. I'm pretty good with you.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
probably-
you are. Yeah.
I'm
I
pretty
mean,
good.
listen, I between you know the day-to-day of what I do and the day-to-day of what you guys do, I mean, it's difficult to expect immediate responses.
and
on
I
anything.
think it gets lost in the shuffle. You know, he's got notifications on,
Yeah, that's
Mikey, and he's got over 1 million people.
I don't know. I don't
You
know
know,
how
his
you
phone
have
must just keep
Instagram
popping.
notifications on. I don't know how you do that. I really don't know how you do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of the Brilliant Ump Show is brought to you by BetterHelp. BetterHelp.com. Whether you are in a funk in your life, you need somebody to talk to, somebody to help you get back on track, BetterHelp.com is the place to go. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/BDS today to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/BDS for 10% off your first month. Go over to betterhelp.com, get everything back on track, and do it the right way. Talk to somebody today. Betterhelp.com.
Tell you what, Instagram notifications were tough this week, man.
Whoa,
I should have turned
you might
them
want
off
to turn
this
them
week.
off on Wednesday, dude.
You know,
Yeah, again, yo, what
You know
are you
what's
gonna-
crazy,
what are you
too?
gonna do?
just to go back to, we've never, and I was saying this to the guys, it's like we've never had a time where like we faced ever like our fans ever like mad at us.
Backlash?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like we've never. It was the first
We
time
love our
we've ever.
fans.
We do, and look, we'll bounce back from it. It did great, like the sale did great, but like we've never
sold
had
out.
that. Where in the comments, I remember Perez called me the next morning. He's like, "Did you sleep at all?" I was like, "No, like I didn't." He's like, "Me."
It was
either."
tough.
This is why the day that it dropped, I didn't talk to. Well, I had to do a show with Joe that night. We recorded Sportsman that night, but I like purposely just backed off like talking to you for that day because like
and you were a tough
I know
position,
you
too.
and I know you had to be buried in those comments a lot, like just reading them. And I was like, this is a day like I'm just gonna not like, I'm just going to leave it alone, like not talk about it. And then I reached out the next day when I saw it sold out to, say congratulations and stuff. But, people, again, like, it's one thing to like disagree with the price point. And I get that because money is extremely tight. Inflation's outrageous, taxes outrageous, all that shit. It's becoming more and more difficult to operate and run a household in this country because of how much the middle is getting squeezed. I recognize that. But at the same time, like, you don't have to leave a paragraph long, comment, eviscerating people personally because they're trying to go on a new business venture. Like, I come back to, just empathy and understanding and just, keeping it moving. Like, I disagree with a million things that I see every day. I'm not going to comment on everything and just attack people personally. It's one thing to say something about the price point, and I recognize that, and I would always recognize that as a person doing business. But like, you don't go on personal tirades. And I saw a couple of those and I'm just like, that's not because, there's just no grounds to do that. It's not right. It's not
I'll tell you what made me feel better was looking at the price gouging that's going on over there at Sunday Red. That made me feel a lot better when I saw those prices. I was like, you know what? If we're price gouging, this guy's stealing. It's like this guy.
Somebody actually brought up the price. The price of a polo is like $175.
Mikey,
for
a t-shirt is $150.
Yeah, that's like
and they were roasting.
Versace charges that for a t-shirt.
They're roasting Tiger, so Tiger's getting roasted. I mean, that was an understandable roast. I'm not saying that we're any better, but that made me feel a little bit better. It helped me sleep a little bit, Bob.
The thing that was, and you're right, Joe, but also too, the thing that was frustrating, Mikey, is like, again, if and we saw the price even before, and with the company that we worked with, they said, look, this is what the price is going to be. If you look online, it's comparable that if you get delivery, alcohol delivered, which nobody does because these high noons, that's
the thing, is the shell shock factor is not the price tag. It's the shipping plus tax and the final number on the bottom line. When nobody orders alcohol online. Nobody. I mean, they may order through the delivery service apps, which is totally different because you're only getting charged shelf price and tax. You're not getting charged the shipping price. You got to tip the driver, obviously, and there's like a $2 or $3 surcharge, but it's not, it's just different. Like, people don't shop for alcohol the way they shop on Amazon. Like, it's just totally different. So once it hits the shelves, it'll be at the exact same, if not right within $1 or a couple off of regular price points for Noon and White Claw and all these fucking things that are very like those Surfsides are very expensive. A lot of these things are expensive. Like, if you want to drink that's the price point you're going to pay. That's
well,
what
the
it
other
is.
thing too is it's like we say premium tequila, but it is really good tequila. Whereas like a White Claw is like White Claw is like a malt liquor,
then I saw comments.
Then
I saw comments like, "Oh, I could get 36 beers." That's very very true. But like, you're talking apples and oranges. Do you want to drink tequila or do you want to drink beer? If you want to drink beer, I'm a beer drinker. That's fantastic. But if you want to drink tequila, tequila is more expensive. That's just like you're comparing apples to oranges. That's not a fair comparison.
By the way, it's not a hangover in a can. Like, it's really, really quality stuff. And the same thing happened, and not as bad, but the same thing happened with Breezy when we dropped the Breezy apparel, which people are seeing $89 for a polo. And I get it. I get that. I get seeing that. But then when they get the quality and they see it, I swear to you, I don't think I've
find me a softer hoodie in the game.
Yeah,
that's a nice. That forest green is a nice.
Find me a softer hoodie. Listen,
emerald green.
I'll call a spade in every spot that I see it. The Breezy hoodies are you won't find a more comfortable soft hoodie in the game. You just won't. I've worn them all. From different brands. I've worked for different brands. This hoodie is the softest, best hoodie you could get. So
it's fantastic.
I mean, yes, but if you look at like common competitors, the price points are exactly around the same neighborhood.
I know that's
exactly the same.
Yeah, that's what's frustrating. And again, like, I do think about it. I put myself like in their shoes. It's like, you're this big supporter of the show. You go online and you see a 24-pack for $70, not including then the shipping. So it's like, I completely get it. And I stand by what I said earlier. It's like, yeah, these people that are commenting, like, yeah, it's fucking tough to see. Like, it hurt, man. It was a tough. Yeah. it was just such a weird
The
day. 'cause-
comments were like multiplied.
Dude,
Oh,
listen.
I asked my
The
parents.
Comments were having comments of comments. I was like,
I said
oh,
to my
no.
parents, I was like, guys, like, and they know how it works. They know how it works. Like with, they've been seeing me do this a long time. They've been seeing shit. I was like, just stay out of the comments for the day. Like,
You gotta be
stay
built
out of
for
there.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta be
My
built for
dad's
it.
like, don't forget where you came from.
Is that what he said? Yeah, it was tough, bro. It was.
I'm like, Dad, we're never gonna forget where we came from because I told him we're getting backlash. She's like, you gotta put out a press release.
Dude, it's,
I'm like,
it's,
Dad,
it's,
they don't. My dad doesn't have social media. I'm like,
it's,
"Dude."
it's the same thing. Like it's like the last 2 days only subs. I've gone 2 for 5, two winners and 3 losers in the last
That's
2
almost
days.
50%.
Yeah, but people literally are acting like like this is
Oh,
what happens. Like
give
people
me
and
a-
people act like the sky is falling.
I gotta
and
tell
it's
you,
like,
some of these voices are a
it's
little
like-
bit entitled, man. They're
Hey,
a little
listen,
bit
man,
entitled.
listen,
Little, I
and-
mean, listen, they sometimes, you know what, Mike, you can tell them the grass ain't greener on the other side, man. These voiceless, by the way, I heard they were,
these aren't
rats.
voiceless though. These are people that
Who
just
are they?
joined.
They're subs.
They're people that just
complaining.
joined. They're people that just joined and haven't been in there
Oh,
on the
they're
long haul
voiceless.
and don't know the long haul
You've
statistics or the
lined
winning
their
percentage.
pockets with
Like-
gold.
It's just different. But I'm saying you have to put everything into perspective. Like I'm not
I'll
going to
tell you
go
what, man,
at
these
all
people are
those people
ruthless.
that DM me when I put up a day and it's a losing day and people clap at me. It takes like every ounce of my energy.
Send
to
me
not be
over
like,
them, Mikey. Send me their way.
No.
Send me their way. I'll tell them. I'll tell them what your
no.
track record is. I'll vouch for you.
That's what I mean. No, it's not necessary. Real
Joe's-
ones know. Real ones
Joe's-
know. And I feel like that's the same with everything.
Joe's entrance to Twitter continues to get better with now the Cutsy Bernie accounts, and then there's Mikey V.
Dude,
There's
the burner
voiceless
accounts are out
burner
of
accounts.
control, dude.
It's one of the funniest fucking things. Just like watching from afar, the Mikey V burner accounts going at it with the Joey D burner accounts.
I don't know who this guy
These
is, my
guys,
Cutsy burner.
Yeah,
I
I muted it. I had to mute him, bro. I
Whoa,
muted.
no,
I didn't block him.
Oh, that's
Whoa, whoa,
not
whoa, whoa,
right
whoa, whoa,
there,
whoa, 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 whoa.
Mikey.
I didn't
Come
block him.
on.
So
I didn't block
good.
him. I didn't block
Oh,
him.
Mikey,
I could
but you
still
can-
see it. I just got to click on it.
Do you
Bro,
know
the
what?
guy was
Eiffel
adding
Tower
me like
comparison.
20 times a day, bro. I can't.
That's what it's. Yeah, the good thing with the
Like-
burner accounts, I will say though, they haven't got like, and even so, they don't get personal. Like they haven't
No.
gotten like it's been
This
good.
one was the
it's all
best.
it's all fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. The one that they put up, which Mikey, I do want to get your thoughts on this, is
Oh,
but the Cutsy burner put out when
Right.
Mikey was getting mad at Joe for saying
the
the
side by
exact-
side, Bob.
the exact words of when the top 5
by
came
word.
out.
Yeah,
Joe said,
that was another pretzeling that went
"No,
over everyone's
no,
head.
but
You're
Mikey,
Bob, don't stand on that because you're gonna look like an idiot. Don't
no,
stand on it.
oh,
You're gonna look like an idiot.
whoa,
Don't stand on it.
whoa.
I love you.
But
I'm
Mikey,
trying to help you. I'm trying to help you.
In the video, I'm asking.
I know.
But in the video,
Okay, so
you're
let me
mad-
give the context.
But just preface it. No, but
Sure,
preface what
it.
happened.
Go preface it.
In the video, yeah, let's
Yep.
play the 2 clips. Let's
Sure.
play the 2 clips, and then I'd like to hear what you have to say from that, Mikey.
This was brought up multiple times in the Brilliantly Dumb Show chat and the Gamblers Digest chat, where Joe said to me that I was pandering for votes. I said, go and vote. Joe put up a story before I even did saying, you know what to do. I don't care if you say, go vote for me or you know what to do. It's the same exact fucking
No, it
thing.
isn't.
That's what, yes, it is.
I thought I was going to win that. I really did. I thought I was.
I thought it would have been, I thought it was going to be close.
You know, it might have been Mikey putting up the story post that says, you know what to do to the
Yeah.
voiceless. Did that?
Yeah, reaching out.
Boss,
to
You
the
know what to
voiceless.
do
But I'm
means
not-
you know what to do. Just vote. I didn't say vote for me. I didn't say vote for my list. I didn't highlight my list. Nothing.
Mikey, take it away.
Okay, so the first clip there, to give context to that, was after a week where we did the voting, and I put out a story where I circled my list and I was like, go vote now, vote for me, whatever. And that became a problem. That was like the first week that we were like, oh my God, you can't come.
Joseph,
you
has,
waving
go ahead, Joseph. What would you like to say?
That's
The
true.
first week, that's out of that's not the timeline of that is off. The first one
Okay.
was you coming at me for saying I went to say, you know what to do, go vote.
That was after I had done it because you referenced
No,
me
I was
circling
first.
my pick.
I was
You-
first.
Mikey.
Joe, you referenced me circling my choices. You were like, this coming from the guy who put up vote for me.
That was the
circling his
second
picks."
time. The first time you came at me, you're like, well, it's not like this guy went and said, go vote.
No,
and then
no,
the
no,
second time you're like, well, all I
No.
did is just tell him to go vote. And it was
That was
word
the
for
second
word
time. I
exact.
was getting to that. I was talking about the first video that the guy posted. The first video the guy posted was after I had put up my story circling my choices and saying, vote for me. And you guys had a problem with that. And you were like, you can't do that. You can't campaign for votes. Then I was like, Joe, but you just put up, you know what to do. I go, it's the same thing. Now me saying that, right? And then a week later or 2 weeks later saying, it's not the same thing, is because I am not against campaigning for the votes. You have your platform. You should be able to say, vote for me whenever you want. I've said that from Jump Street. So
but
when
the platform doesn't change anything. I don't have people who are going to vote for me just because I'm cutsy. People are going to vote for me because they think and it shows based on the polls.
by the way,
that they're going to vote if they think I'm the best list or not.
And that's why I have no issue with anyone saying vote for me. And I've said that from Jump Street because I believe the same. I think it won't affect anything.
Mike,
they're going to vote.
I would have loved, just on that one, I would have loved to see the hand go up.
There's not going to be any hand up because you guys still aren't understanding what I'm saying.
But it's so
Again,
clear.
It's hard for you guys to wrap your brains around this for whatever reason. I don't know why.
I would like to explain how I see it.
Okay.
Michael thinks that because Bob and I have a lot more following on Instagram or the platforms where we put the votes, understandably so, he thinks that we're at an advantage because people are just going to vote for us because they like us. That is not the case.
That's not true.
So
I mean, you look at the win
campaigns
total, that's not the case. It's not
smaller following, and his loyal group of enthusiasts, aka the voiceless, will come to his aid. So he then asks for them to vote.
This guy is really something else, man. He really is just unbelievable what comes out of your mouth week to week. It really astounds me. I know that's how you see it. I know.
What do you think is wrong with that?
Nothing at all. Let's move on. Let's move on. I mean, that sums it up right there.
What I will say too, in regards to the top five, though, it hasn't been I honestly think there hasn't been one week where the best list didn't win.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I think every single week the best lists have won. So I think
that's the way it should be.
I agree. I agree.
The way it should be.
Yeah, I think the best lists have definitely won. We got a lot of interesting things. We're gonna have one today where I think the committee is gonna have to really step up. We're gonna have top five.
What do you mean?
The committee's gonna, because I think there's I have a lot of questions about today's list, which is top five sides, which is a good list, but there's gonna be a lot of questions that come up.
What kind of question? You asked if they're breakfast. I said it's
Let me ask you this: if you pick a potato side, does that eliminate all potato sides?
There's one.
No. So here's the deal. If you take a mashed potatoes,
you can't do that. You can't do that. I don't think you can.
Somebody can't go and take garlic mashed potatoes.
That's absurd.
Or lobster
in my opinion,
mashed
that's
potatoes.
absurd. That's absurd.
You
take mashed potatoes. If Bob says mashed potatoes,
yeah.
Mikey can't go back and say garlic mashed potatoes.
That's absurd, in my opinion.
That's not absurd.
Oh, you're not
totally
on board
different
with that,
sides.
Mikey?
No, I'm not.
Why?
I'm not
it's mashed potatoes, whether it's garlic or lobster in it. It's mashed potatoes. Now,
so
if you take
lobster mashed potatoes is the same as regular mashed potato. I disagree.
But it's mashed potatoes. It would be the same as if you. We can discuss it. But I would say if you go mashed potatoes, you could someone else could take fries. Someone else could take hash browns. Someone could take, I think there's still multiple variations of potatoes.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
If that's not okay amongst the committee,
no, it's fine.
Then we can revamp it.
Okay, well, let's wait till we get to the top five. Let's wait till we get
to top five.
It's a very good top five. We're going to head on over to our buy or sell segment of the week. What did you see that you liked? What did you see that you did not like? Mikey V, let's start with you.
Yeah, I'm selling this week, and I'm going to sell Cinco de Mayo. I'm selling Cinco de Mayo. I have not heard anything about Cinco de Mayo. I feel like it was always a hyped up kind of a thing, and maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm being phased out, which is very possible, but I have not heard any rumblings or any anticipated celebratory events of any kind about Cinco de Mayo. I think it's lost its fastball. And I think that it's kind of becoming a passé celebration. I have not heard much about it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
No,
I'm
no,
wrong.
I
Maybe
think
I'm
it's true,
missing
but
it.
it's sad because I think it's a fun one.
It was a fun one, and I just think something happened, and it's being phased out, and whether it makes a comeback or not, yet to be seen. But I'm selling Cinco de Mayo simply because I just don't think it has any momentum anymore. I think it's dead.
You know what's
Yeah,
funny
today's
with
May the
Cinco de
4th,
Mayo?
by the way. May the
I-
4th be with you.
there's-
And I think that might have been part of the reason why Cinco de Mayo has died. May the 4th.
Because of the uprising of May the 4th.
Yeah.
It's not a bad theory.
Do you don't think with Cinco de Mayo, there's no build up to it? It just sneaks. It's just there. You just
Yeah.
wake up and
That's
it's
right.
it's right
Boom.
there. It's like
Yep.
holy shit! It's Cinco de Mayo.
That's
There's
right.
no hype whatsoever.
That's right.
With that being said, if you gave Cinco de Mayo like a Christmas type of hype, and you give it a
Oh, it'd be
week
great.
to pump it up, Cinco
Who's
de
gonna
Mayo.
do that though? Who's gonna do that?
That's the problem.
Christmas
That's why
has a
it'll
monopoly on all the holidays. It's not
Sure
even
does.
close, man.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I
I wish
As
there
it
were
should.
more
As it
holidays.
should.
As it should, but I wish there were more holidays because Christmas is so fun. It feels like the only Easter to me is dead. Easter is what it was. Fucking Easter bunny going around giving. Now, Mikey, you have kids, so it's different. You go on like
Yeah, it's very much
Easter egg hunts.
alive. Yeah.
For a single like I'm married, but I'm saying a guy
Careful,
who's
Joe.
not.
Careful.
If I go to vote in the state of law, I don't say that, like I have a family. So, but as a single guy like Bob, or like as a guy like me, we're not celebrating with fucking Easter bunnies and eggs. Like
No, of course not.
Easter's dead.
No.
Yeah,
You
but if Mr. and Miss Demare get wind of that comment, I think they're going to be.
That's a
really,
big. It's a big religious holiday.
that
Well,
Yes,
yes,
it's a very
but
big
I'm
religious
saying
holiday.
for the average layperson, everybody celebrates Christmas. They're watching movies. They're celebrating. There's music playing.
Well,
There's
Christmas
like-
has a whole marketing campaign behind it. I mean, Christmas is marketed to the Dickens, no pun intended. I mean,
Christmas
once Halloween ends, I mean, it's full bore Christmas. I mean,
Well, Christmas
Thanksgiving
is
is an
capitalism.
afterthought,
Mike.
and I love capitalism.
How about that quote? Christmas is capitalism.
It
I know,
is.
and-
It's
and
the
I- and I-
epitome
I-
of
I love
capitalism. It is
capitalism.
literally the epitome of capitalism, Bob.
Mikey, don't you look forward to come this wedding, getting your paws on Mr. and Miss Demare and just talking to them? Like I've had a lot of conversation with them now, but like I still haven't gotten alone time with them to where I'd love to just get 20 minutes during cocktail hour and just I haven't had them to myself. So I've had a lot of time with them, but I haven't had a 20-30 minutes by like don't you just not wait to talk to them?
I suppose.
Like I just
suppose.
like people even on the last Bob the Sports episode are finding out that with Joe with the homeschooling, like
Oh,
I'd
boy.
love to dig a little bit deeper into that and how that like the fact that this guy
There had to be a lot of leniency in that homeschooling. It couldn't have been that strict of
Oh.
a
but they're
curriculum.
It was
but
Couldn't
they're
have been.
tough. But
It was
his
tough.
dad's tough.
Yeah,
Well,
but like,
you know, the
wasn't
one
wasn't
year-
your dad working though, or no?
Yeah, my dad was working, so I had to
That's what
teach
I'm saying. So
myself.
how could he be overseeing your homeschooling if he was
That's
working?
So there's a story I'll share, which my
Okay.
dad will confirm. There was one year, I was probably like 12 or 13 years old. I was in grade like 7 or grade 8.
At home.
At homeschool, right?
Mhm.
It was at the time now where my mom, when I was a kid, my mom would oversee like the studies
the
and like
operation.
That
yeah,
I
she would give me the
understand.
stuff, right? But I got to a certain point where like now
She
I'm
was
doing-
kind of like the teacher, and your dad was the principal.
Yeah. Well, my dad would come home and but like everything
He was like the
done.
principal. You
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
see him during the day.
And my
but if-
dad, by the way, my dad's a professor. He's in study. So like he's like it's right in his wheelhouse. So
Right.
anyways, when I got older though, like some of the stuff was too complex. Like my mom wasn't going to go over calculus or whatever I was studying, So like I was left on my own accord. And at that time I was heavily involved in hockey and stuff. And there were days I wouldn't do a stitch of work. So what happened is over the months it built up and I was behind in my curriculum, like probably 3 to 4 months worth of work. When my dad found out, he lost his shit. And I was supposed to go to Italy in the summer. And he's like, "You're not going to go to Italy." I said, "Well, Dad, I want to go to Italy." He goes, "You have so much work to do. You're going to be working the entire summer." So he sat me down like in a regimented, because he was done his school, his work. He had like summer vacation. And for like a month, I would be working, doing school and like all the stuff to catch up for like 10 to 12 hours a day so I could go to Italy. He was furious.
This is very revealing.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
it
by
is
the
the
way,
truth.
the-
Now,
It was
was
tough. I had to be on top of it.
was your dad homeschooled?
No,
Was your mom?
no.
do you regret
Interesting. It's interesting.
The idea behind it was because I was I was an athlete, and the focus at that time, Mikey, I know you're gonna laugh because now I'm not an athlete.
No. I want to hear the further
The
reason.
idea was that putting me in homeschooling would give me more ample opportunities to focus on. I would go during the day to see, a personal trainers. I could go to goalie schools at different time. I could focus on all my energy on sports and on hockey. That it gave me way more leniency and less like time in school. So that was the idea. And then, yeah, it spiraled.
The fact that I just think it's the most Joe thing of all time. Because, like, again, with Joe, a lot of times he'll tell you things and it's so crazy that you don't think it's true, but then he keeps saying it and you realize it's true. Like, the fact that he taught himself his own curriculum. They gave him the curriculum and he would teach himself.
I was a teacher and I was a student.
Like, that is the most Joe thing of all time.
And by the way, Mikey, my last year of homeschooling was grade 9. I was doing curriculum that the next year when I went to high school, it was advanced curriculum. So that in grade 10, it was stuff I'd already covered.
So they were blown away by your progress then.
Well, what I did, I started writing tests or I started writing papers for other students and like charging money for people to write essays because I had already done all my schoolwork. I knew all the answers. Right. I knew all the curriculum.
Still do.
No, not anymore. No. But back then I knew all the stuff. So I would charge people like $50 to $100 for a paper. And my guarantee was
this guy is a villain, man. This guy is a flat out villain.
A beer better, Mikey. A beer better.
That was the guarantee. That was the Cutsy guarantee. Was that
Cutsy guarantee? It was.
I'll write you an essay. And
my guarantee was
better.
If it was less than a B, you got it for free. And you know what? I stood by those prices and there was another guy in the school. His name was Francis Impolito. There was another guy in my class whose name was Francis Impolito who had a monopoly on writing essays, and he got pissed because I cut into.
Sure, you're stepping on his toes. That becomes a game of territory.
Who are you to fucking come at me? You don't have a guarantee. I'm guaranteeing results.
Right.
And I'm charging higher prices because of it.
It's really
this is like the cartels.
It's
like
amazing.
Joe was like the essay cartel against this other rival cartel. Who was going to give the better product?
I stood by my work, Mikey. I stood by there was one time I had to write for a social studies essay. I wrote 5 different variations because I had to do myself and 4 other students fucking papers.
Let me tell you something.
I also made like $400. So
if I grew up in Burnaby, Vancouver, British Columbia, Joe would have had a good customer with me. I would have been going to his ass.
Bob would have been at the fucking president's list.
Well, I mean, you're talking about a guy who he pays people to hang a mirror. You're goddamn right. He's going to pay somebody to write a fucking essay. There's no way he's going to fucking.
Bob might have been my only client. I might have just focused on Bob.
Yeah, but you would have been fine. You would have been fine.
Bob, you were exactly brimming with the shekels back then, so it would have been tough. You would have had to come up with some. I charged a high fee, Bob.
I would have. I would have found a way. I would have found a way.
Yeah, that's what John Hammond said in
Mikey.
Jurassic
Did you
Park.
see that? Did you see the honor roll or the picture? Bob, remember the picture I showed you from the high school yearbook?
Yeah. Oh, I sent it to him. I already sent it to him.
Did you see it, Mikey? Oh,
I saw it.
Look at this.
I'm more interested in reading the description there.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, I would.
All right. Joe, aka Demare, can be seen chilling with the guys in the calf or practicing on the football field after school. I'd like to give a special shout out to all my friends and family who helped get me through high school alive and in one piece. What lies ahead of me, I don't know, but I'm willing to take whatever life gives me. Sure. Then this quote is really good. This is a good quote. Be nice to people on your way up because you may meet them on your way down.
Wow. Boy. And do you think
pretty insightful young man?
This guy. Wow. A lot of thoughts. Go ahead, man.
Catch me chilling in the calf. Chilling in the calf. I mean, I think everyone's guilty. Everyone's guilty of some ridiculously stupid quote in high school. That's for sure. I mean, God knows what I said in my yearbook. I don't even know where the fuck it is.
I'd love to see Mikey.
Mike! My 20-year reunion.
Shout out, Dre.
Past 20-year high school reunion just passed.
Mine is this year.
I didn't go. Yeah, apparently a lot of people went. I was gonna go, but I
Really?
had Dom's T-ball game, man.
Oh.
Tigers,
Go
Tigers,
Go
Tigers,
Tigers.
Tigers,
Go
come through.
Tigers.
I don't
Tigers
even
come
know
through.
if my high school's doing one. I obviously probably wouldn't go because it's in Canada, but I would love just to kind of see what people are doing now. I'd love to
I
see
mean, yeah,
and the
I think
naysayers, you know.
I think it would be hilarious if Joe went to his high school reunion and people were like,
By the
"Oh
way,
my God."
Nicole graduated with me in high school.
There you go.
So, Joe, I think I've asked you this before, but curious. Yeah, I don't think you've ever given like a straight answer. If you could do it again, would you have got homeschooled again?
Yeah, but for less years. I wouldn't have done it for high school.
That long?
High school was way tougher. Like elementary school was fun. Like my mom and I were dissecting insects and doing fun shit for science and like
Imagine you just pull up to the Demare house and him and his mom are just fucking cutting open a fucking praying
yeah, Bob, we
mantis
had to
right on the dinner
we had to
table.
study the anatomy of an
Like, oh,
insect.
look at the pincher on this one.
Bob, we had to study the anatomy of an insect. There's a thorax, there's the abdomen, there's like you know.
But if you're not in the school, where do you go and get the insect?
Well, we would go.
In the
We
yard,
went.
Bob.
No, we went to my cabin, which is out in the woods and nature and
Get the
stuff.
fuck
Joe,
outta here,
Joe,
bro.
shut up.
This is
Shut
wild.
up.
Well, no,
This
that
is
was like
wild.
our vacation spot. So we were there, and there's like grasshoppers and all these other things, and we catch them. And then I used a big poster board, and then we like
Grasshoppers.
literally
Gotta look at this insect here, Bob.
That is, dude, that is wild, bro.
It was
That
actually
is wild.
wildly entertaining as a child to do at home. Like it was
Of
fun.
course, you're cutting open a fucking bug. Of course,
Yeah, it
it's
was really cool. So
I would love,
but
man.
high school, I would not have done because it was tough. It was a lot. And also too, my social awareness and like in terms of like when I went back to school, I was like the misfit. I had no idea what was going on.
You know,
in
his
regards.
My social awareness is good now, Mikey. You don't think so?
What?
My social awareness is good now. Like I'm not like
I'm
a social
not-
misfit anymore.
No,
his.
Why'd it get silent?
I don't know, Bob.
I
thought
don't
Bob.
know. I thought you were gonna
Bob,
talk. Don't
you're-
look at
no,
me.
No, I didn't say
I thought
that.
you
Your
guys.
show. It's your show.
I
Fuck
thought
you
you
guys.
was.
Your show.
His friend, who I'm co-best manning with, Beardown.
Yeah.
He told me because I was asking him
Yeah,
when we were in Vancouver.
stories.
He told me that when Joe first started coming around, like Beardown was the
No
first
one liked me.
to like open up to Joe, and like their friend group, who they now all have now that I'll be at the wedding, they would always be like, "No, like don't invite Demare, man. Like, why are you inviting Demare?"
There was my one buddy, Peter Fugel. We went.
Peter
What's
Fugel.
his name?
He's a Polish kid, Peter Fugel.
Peter
So-
Fugel.
So he disliked me so much that like when Bearzal told him that like the guys were coming over to watch a Canucks game that I was going to be there, he just didn't come.
Wow.
He was like, I'm
Oh
good.
man,
Petey
dude.
And now
Fuchs.
him and I are very
Petey
close friends.
Fuchs.
Yeah, Peter Fuchs.
Petey Fuchs. This guy. That's not right, Petey. If you're listening,
No,
that's not
listen,
right what you did
listen,
to
you
cut.
think-
You know what kind
I
of
tell him all
emotional
the time.
scars you left on this guy,
It was
man?
tough. It was tough that I wasn't wanted.
You're
By the way,
part of the problem,
Bearzal-
Petey Fuchs. If you're listening, you are part of the fucking problem.
Bearzal was
Because
the
you have
nicest
done
guy
irreparable damage to this man.
By the way, can we give a little bit of credit for the wall installation that we have to keep the sound in? The Brilliantly Dumb show in the back. It's starting to come together.
Well, that's
We're
for the
about
Bobby Streams.
What is this? This is a plug now for the studio?
For the Bobby
yeah,
Streams.
the show's
Okay.
really coming along.
You should
The show-
follow him on Bobby Streams. Bob,
No,
what's
but
your,
beyond the streams, this
what's your
even-
Twitch handle though, Bob?
Even for this, it's right.
This guy, bro. This
Dude, he's
guy.
great. He's like, you do need to go to that fucking spa, man. You need to. Could you imagine that masseuse that gets Joe?
Yo.
Can you imagine?
My back
what's-
is like a fucking pretzel, dude. It's a
Dude,
knot.
don't.
My-
don't, yeah,
there's
don't get
just-
Mikey.
it's-
Well, I
knots everywhere.
texted Bob at like 8:20 this morning, and I was like, I know we're scheduled for 8:30. I said, but I got to make the kids eggs, and he sent me a picture, and he's like, no problem, don't worry about it. 8:45, I think I said that's perfect. He sends me a picture. He's like, Bobby plunges, and he's in the cold plunge, and I sent him a picture right back. I had just gotten out of the cold plunge,
Yeah.
bro. That is
And I'll be getting a
is-
cold plunge soon.
That is the greatest. Now I went in today, coldest
That
I've
should
ever
be
done.
your buy, Mikey.
50 degrees flat. 50 degrees flat. And let me tell you, bro, the first 3 minutes, it was like, and then
How
once
long
the
did you
first
last?
6 minutes. Once the first 3
Oh, that's
minutes
pretty good.
ended, once the first 3 minutes ended, it all shuts off, and it's kind of like you're just there, but you're not there. It's very, very bizarre to explain. But my God, does it feel good?
Do you
My God, does it feel
I
good?
can go long in there. I just shut off mentally and I just focus.
Joe told me the first time he went in for like 12 minutes, which is
No, it was
unheard of.
like 8.5
At what temperature though?
45.
It was a
Oh,
legit.
that's-
It was a
that's-
legit.
that's cold, bro.
Also,
That's
too,
cold.
what I struggle with is like I can go down there for 5 minutes. The arms.
Arms.
Why? Because there's not enough flesh.
I could stay in that thing. If I was only up to the hip, I could probably stand in there for a half hour.
Yeah,
Like,
me too.
I really, but once you go to the neck, because I'll go all the way to my chin.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Because there's a nerve in the back of your neck that they say is like, that is the spot that you need to have submerged for the full time. Because that nerve controls like everything in your shoulders and everything.
Why don't you just come do
when
it
you
here?
put your arms in there, it is brutal. It's brutal for the first
is.
couple minutes with the arms.
Yeah.
It's really tough.
Joe Rogan got me. I know people always make fun of like people who are just like inspired by Rogan, but like Rogan does say shit like, look,
The
some
venison.
people can say, like some people, like some of the stuff.
Big elk guy.
Oh, elk.
Elk,
Yeah,
yeah.
don't get me wrong.
That elk always looks good though. I gotta say that always looks good.
Some of the stuff like can come off maybe a little hardo, but the things that he says, like in regards to like mental stuff and all of that, it really is true. Like he says a lot of incredible.
No, he's good.
Incredible
I
stuff.
love
He
Rogan.
really is. All right, we still got to go. We're still going by yourself.
That's right.
A lot going on here. Wow. Yeah, we're in for a doozy this episode, and good.
Well, let's make sure 10:30.
Joe, this is a really
The Nordic cycle.
Joe, this is a really good episode going on here.
Great
now,
episode.
Man.
I feel like I've contributed to it, Bob.
You
I'm
have.
not
You
denying it. I'm not denying. I said to you before.
I mean, as a co-host, we would hope your contributions would be there every week.
I'm just saying, I'm not opposed to having a good pod.
Sure.
I'm just saying, like, let's. Who's next on the buy or sell?
It doesn't matter, either you or Bob.
Go ahead,
Bob,
Joe.
why don't you go, Bob?
Okay. All right. I didn't think we were going to talk about it that early into the episode, but I was going to buy Have a Day Tequila, George Peach. These people that are commenting bad things are the same people that comment incredible things 99% of the time. So you have to listen to them. We do listen to you, and you are going to see it in the retail prices. And I get it. That being said, the day that we had was able to get us now into retail. After one day, we sold 8,000 cases. So thank you to everybody that bought. We hear you in the comments. We love you. We're coming. Those prices will be knocked down. Have a Day Tequila to the fucking moon. Thank you all for the good comments, the bad comments. Joey D, over to you.
That's tough to follow. I'm going to buy this week. I was a little hesitant in regard to joining this platform, but I really enjoy Twitter or X or whatever it's called. And you know what? I think it's one of the platforms where I can be kind of unapologetically myself. And I feel like people want to kind of hear the takes and whether they agree with them or not, but like what goes on in the day-to-day thinking process of what's going on in my life. It's just easy for me to navigate around it and like to just be myself. And I actually think, if I'm being honest, that I'm pretty good at Twitter. I think that there's the longevity of my relationship with Twitter is going to be a very, very flourish. Like it's going to be a good one. I really do. And I think, by the way, if you haven't followed me on Twitter, Hutsy Says is my handle. Love to see you jump on board and just be part of, the platform and be part of what we got going on there. It's a lot of fun.
I think what makes 90% of the show is if you watch on YouTube or even Spotify, because we put the visual out on Spotify, when Joe talks, just watch Mikey. Just watch Mikey's reactions.
I love Michael so much. People think that Mikey and I are like go at it like enemies. No. I would take a bullet from Mikey. Now, not in maybe my vital organs, but definitely,
definitely the fleshy part of the thigh.
Yeah, that's the Sopranos. That's the Sopranos unite. No, but I would definitely go to war for Mikey, and I love him dearly. But it is true. It's the back and forth is very fun.
I think too now with the twitching or the streaming, and I don't watch it really. But I've been hearing some things, and I think people are getting concerned that there's been some attacks, some unwarranted attacks on the voiceless in the Twitch streaming.
Well, the voices have come at my ass.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? I appreciate the loyalty. I mean, these guys will lay down. They'll go to war, dog. Like
They will.
I had a
Yeah,
guy start a rap diss song track about me.
Oh, I saw that.
Wait, did I?
And then
I didn't see this.
I saw
I
that.
sent it to you, Bob. And
that.
this guy's nickname on Twitter is Lil Patio. I was like, yo, I don't even need to respond to you because
But
you're
you
fucking.
did. But you did.
Yeah,
Why?
I sent him to
Twice.
School. I sent him to school.
That's why I muted.
I packed his lunch.
burner.
I packed his lunch box, his lunch pal,
His
and I
box.
sent him to fucking school.
His
Joe
boss.
said,
His
Joe said,
boss.
I don't need to respond to you, and then follows up with, I sent him to school.
Two.
Give me two.
Give me two.
E2, 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 E2.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable podcast.
It really is.
It really is.
Mikey, can we leave just a moment of silence for the subscribe button? I saw some
Sure.
people didn't like that,
Sure.
but we do have to do it. It helps. It helps.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Take it away, Mikey.
Am I doing the countdown?
Just tell them what
Or
they
the
got to
intro.
do, and then
Okay.
yeah, I like. when
You're
you
going to
get
do the
started.
10. You're going to
Sure.
do the 10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay. Bob will be doing the 10. And in that 10 seconds, we would like you to click, like, subscribe, send the link out, show all your friends, do whatever you have to. Spread the word, Brilliantly Dumb Show podcast in your YouTube television, in your eardrums, via whatever method you get your podcast. That's what we're here for. Bob, begin the countdown starting now.
Moment of silence. Ladies
And we're
gentlemen,
back. We're
We
back.
bring it back to the Brilliantly Dumb Show, and today this is a Joey D special.
Well,
It is.
Nicole
Yes,
actually,
it is.
Nicole gave it to me, which I can't take credit for it. It's a good one.
This is a Nicole special. We have we have top 5 sides. Now, Mikey, I almost think with the garlic mashed potatoes to the mashed potatoes.
I said it's
think
fine.
this is a little bit of the Reese's effect, but I do want the committee to be. It is a little bit of the Reese's effect because I don't think you would normally say this.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like if I take, and I had won the last top 5. If I take home fries, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I can't dominate the potato category.
No, you can't.
No, you can't. You can't. You
Okay.
cannot.
So
cannot.
all right. So yeah. So we know what we're gonna do. I do have one question.
Yeah,
I'll ask it.
yeah.
I'll ask it
What's
when
the
we get
question?
to there. I'll ask it when we get to there because then it'll give up one of the ones that I have, and I don't want that to be the case. But okay. So we're gonna do top 5 sides, and I'm gonna go ahead. I want the one pick.
Wow, I know what he's taking too.
Yeah, me too. Joe, I'm assuming you're taking third.
Yeah, I will go third. I know Bob's taking mac and cheese. I don't even have to ask.
Okay.
No, because I'm at a tough crossroads.
Okay.
He's either gonna go. I know Bob. He's either
Can we
going
just
home
let him? Can we
fries-
just let him pick? Let's not give him any fodder. Let's not give him any ideas. He's a capable young man. He's a food guy. He knows what he's gonna do. Let's just let him roll. Let him cook. Do what
All
he's
right,
gonna
Bob.
do.
Fair enough. I'm gonna go mac and cheese at 1.
Right.
We knew that was coming.
I will take mashed potatoes.
That's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one. All right, those are 2 real good ones. All right, hold on. Okay, so I get 2 picks. This is a huge, huge moment for me. All right. Fuck, this is tough. I got to come out with 2 bangers.
Yeah.
All right, I am gonna go. Now I think this one could be either or. So this is a committee question.
Here we
If
go.
I go with home fries / hash browns, it's like the same thing, right?
Yeah, I'm totally fine with
Is that right though? I mean, a hash brown is like what McDonald's
It's-
gives you. The home fry is a totally different
It's just
animal,
like
is it
I
not?
Yeah, but then
I
you
would
have-
say you got to take one or the other, and then the other one's off the table. I'd say that.
okay.
Right,
all
Rob,
right.
or no? Would you not say that?
Yeah, because some people will call hash browns, and it
That's
doesn't
why
come out like
yeah,
that.
That's why I said it.
I'm
Bob.
Mikey. I'm fine with it if
Okay,
you are.
that's
I got
fine,
no
yeah.
If you don't
Fine.
want me to, but the reason why is
No,
exactly
you're
what
good,
Bob
you're
said is
good.
sometimes people say I want hash browns. They mean the home fries. So it's like home fries, hash browns is very similar.
No, you're
So
You're
all
good.
right. So I'm gonna go with home fries, hash browns, my first pick. And then coming on the way back, I'm gonna go with fuck, man. Either of these are gonna be taken. I'm gonna take cream spinach next.
Mikey V, over to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take yeah, I'm gonna take it. Give me there's nothing like a little surf and turf. Give me a lobster tail.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
What's the problem?
Oh,
What's the problem?
no.
the problem?
Mikey. There is no way
A
that we
lobster
can
tail is
allow.
not a traditional side. That's like an enhancement.
It's a surf and turf.
No, Mikey, come
That's an
on.
enhancement, Michael.
Yeah,
Then
no.
you gotta pay substantially more for a
Okay.
lobster tail
Yeah,
than for any.
no,
Sure.
but Mikey, don't.
You know
no,
what?
Mikey,
Put me
don't
down.
be
No.
upset.
Next, I'm gonna
Put
go
me-
with king crab.
I'm good, guys. Good. Put me down for onion rings, please. Thanks.
That's a great pick. That's a great
Great
pick.
pick. Hey, Mike.
That's a great pick.
No,
That's a
yeah, keep
really-
going. I don't care. Go ahead. Mhm.
But Mikey, you gotta see that. If Joe went, come on,
Sure,
you can't
sure.
be. No, Mikey.
Can you
Magic
please? Can you just
lobster
go?
tail.
Can you just go?
No, but you can't.
You got 2 picks back to back.
I
Go ahead.
can't believe it. You can't be upset with that, though.
I'm a little upset, but that's fine.
Are you with a lobster tail? Are you
Yep.
fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not.
With
Oh,
a
this
lobster
is worse than the
tail?
Reese's take.
Oh, Mikey, don't do this. Don't do this.
Just go.
Don't
It's your
Because you
turn.
know what you're doing. You
your
know what
turn.
you're doing. That's one of the crazier for you to
Oh,
think
that is
Sure.
absurd.
that the committee was gonna be okay.
Okay. All right.
With
That's like Michael Phelps
He
taking
knows.
PEDs and saying there's nothing wrong with it.
He knows.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Was Michael Phelps on PEDs?
No, marijuana.
Oh yeah, marijuana. Yeah.
That's fine. I'm taking what I thought I was going to take first overall. I'm shocked that this is still here. I'm taking French fries.
Yeah, it's. I would say I would definitely take mac and cheese and mashed potatoes and even like
mashed
hash
potatoes
brown
was
variation over French fries. I think French fries is an awesome pick, but I think that I think your one picks. I think the first couple off the board are definitely better than French fries.
Okay.
And actually, I would go on record to say onion rings to me are better than French fries.
Yeah,
if you
I
get a good onion ring.
I know
I
a
would
good onion
prefer
ring.
that
A good
Joey
onion
D.
ring is
French
very
fries.
hard to come
Joey
by.
D, if it's one thing I know about Joey D, he loves a bowl of soup and he loves a good onion ring.
Yeah, and because you know why, Bob, with the onion rings, they normally give you some kind of like a chipotle mayo or some kind of dip to put the onion ring in that just enhances it. That's a great pick by Mikey. The onion ring is a great pick.
Okay.
So what's your next one, Bob?
Next one, I am going to go with a porterhouse. Give me a
Caviar.
Hey, give me the 8-ounce Wagyu, baby.
The old tomahawk.
All right, sorry, Michael. Give me coleslaw.
Okay.
Interesting.
Mike.
By interesting, I mean terrible. But who the fuck orders a side of coleslaw? They just give it to you in a little ramekin. It's not a side.
Well,
they just give it to you. That's fine.
Sure,
Okay.
it's a side.
Sure,
Mike.
because Bob says it's a side, so it's a
I
side.
mean, but it's same guy's going with a lobster tail.
Well, lobster tail is more of a side than a fucking coleslaw is. I can tell
That
you that
is
much.
so
tell you.
far.
Could tell you that much. Could tell you
That
that
is-
much.
You're gonna stand by that. You really
Sure.
believe? You really believe?
I
that-
truly believe. I truly believe.
This has been a great pod. This has been a great pod.
Okay, all right, Mikey, back to you.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna go potatoes au gratin or scallop potato.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Scallop potato.
Yeah.
What's you there? Then we head over to
Two
Joey
picks,
D.
back to back picks for the Dom man here.
All right. I'm gonna go asparagus.
Good pick.
And then on the way back, Tough, man. This is tough. On the way back, I'm going to go with garlic bread.
Strong. Does this go back to you, Mikey?
Yeah, that's very interesting because I was going with the bread also. I'm going to take cornbread.
That's a good one too. That's a good one too, Mikey. Come here.
Okay. I'm going to go. Give me corn on the cob. And then to close it out. So here was my question. Can I go with rice and beans?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of two, Bob. If you
Okay.
go to a Mexican restaurant too, you either order rice or you add beans,
Okay,
right?
yeah, that's why I had to put it in the committee. Give
I
me
think they go together well, but they're separate.
give me baked beans.
Okay, baked beans.
That's the best I could do. I laid it all out there.
Sure.
We head on over to Mikey. Sorry for the silence, folks, but I do want you to know this is a big deal.
This is
Everything
big.
you saw the way the Reese's things unfolded. These are big moments. These are big crucial picks. So we do apologize for the silence. Now, what you can do is take that silence and subscribe to the Brilliantly Dumb Show. But that's up to you. It's not up to me.
That's right.
We head over to Mikey. Mikey, now we need your fucking pick.
Taking my time with this pick, Bob. We got to get
This
a
is a big
time.
pick.
We got to get a clock, by the way.
Yeah,
I think
what-
we got to
That'd be
introduce the
fun.
clock. And then if the
Yeah,
clock
I like
expires, the next
Then
person
you
could
could
jump
steal.
you.
You could
I like
steal.
it. What's the number on the clock though?
I think
Well, first round
30
is like
seconds.
30 seconds, but then the later rounds you got to increase, just like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think by the last round you should be able to have almost a minute because that's tough.
It is tough. It is tough.
A minute's a while, just for the sake of the show. A minute's a long time.
People like themselves a long pod, Bob.
A lot of time. A
A
lot of
time. You could go ahead and put me down for.
It's tough in these.
Really is. Yeah. Put me down for garlic knots.
Okay, that's good too.
Hand it over to Joey.
The bread ones are so tough. No one took biscuits. I'm gonna take. Now I can't go sweet potato fries, right? Because fries have been taken.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was gonna go sweet fries, and then I thought probably fries was.
Well,
was
I
off
just
the
want to ask.
market.
If you guys say no, then I have no issue with it.
What-
But I just want to ask because it's on the board still.
Is this
I
going?
would've
Are
assu-
you? It's
I
going to
would've
the
assumed
committee.
It was gone.
Well, that's what I'm asking. I'm
Committee-
asking you guys.
Committee vetoes.
I was assuming it was gone, but
So no. So sweet potato fries are off the board.
The committee has declined the motion.
Okay, listen. The committee
That's why,
is
you,
just.
that's why you sent it there. That's why you
The
sent it
committee
there.
is just. I'm gonna go. Fuck, man. For my last pick, I'm gonna go with cream corn.
Okay. Just gonna go cream corn. Mikey V, if you could read off the list, please, sir.
mac and cheese, French fries, coleslaw, corn on the cob, baked beans, a very barbecue centric
Yes.
side menu for Bob. Joe's got home fries, cream spinach, asparagus, garlic bread, cream corn. That is more like the steakhouse traditional, I feel like. And then I got mashed potatoes, onion rings, scallop potato, cornbread, garlic knots.
Yeah, I think we're kind of in. I think this could go anywhere.
Maybe close. Maybe
Yeah.
close.
Mikey, what are you? Mashed potatoes, scallop potatoes.
Cornbread, garlic knots, and onion
See,
rings.
That's a great list. The only thing is it's very carb heavy. There's
Yeah, it is.
there's
It
no
is.
vegetables.
Well, you know why? Because once cream spinach comes off the board, like I could have went Brussels sprout. I could have went
Brussels
broccoli.
sprouts didn't get taken, but I know
It's just
that,
not
like,
a play I was willing to
Here's the
make.
thing too, when I order, if I'm ordering for the table, Brussels sprouts, like some people really love them and then some people just don't fuck with them at all.
Yeah.
I do feel like cream spinach or like a sauteed spinach across the board, most people will like that.
Yes, the cream
And same
spinach
with the
is
asparagus.
cream spinach is the only vegetable side I would do. Now, I consider doing a side salad, but I would have figured that would have got vetoed by the committee as well.
I
Yeah,
thought
that
about the
gets
same
tough.
Because
thing.
I was going to say a side Caesar salad, which would
I
have been
know.
a great play.
Yeah,
I
it would have
know.
been very outside of the
But
box.
I think it would have got vetoed. And
Yeah,
you know,
probably.
I honestly didn't think the lobster tail was going to get vetoed. I'm being dead. I'm being fucking dead honest. I'm being dead. Like if you said like a side of like shrimp scampi, or you said garlic shrimp, or a side of like any kind of surf side,
Yeah,
like
but
a
here's
lobster
my
tail,
point, Mikey. I think it's like this
I don't
is
know.
all the sides that we've given are like sides that you could share family style. You can't share a lobster tail
Well,
with
you
like.
cut up a lobster tail. Cut up a lobster tail. Sure.
When
Depending
have
how many
you
ounces
ever
of a
cut up
ticket.
a lobster tail?
Well, I'm not saying me personally that I would share it. I'm just
You
saying
were
it is
shoving
shareable.
those things in your mouth when we were at Ruth Chris. By the way, I missed that dinner very much, man.
Yeah.
And we got
We got
banged.
fucked.
We
got
got
banged,
screwed
man.
on
We got
Perry's.
fucked.
We got
By the
We
way,
banged.
love NASCAR. We love
I do love NASCAR.
But we got banged. I wanted that Perry's. I wanted that dinner, Mikey.
Mikey
know.
sent me a picture yesterday. He was with the kids and he was downstairs in the cave and he had his NASCAR shirt. I'm like, man, you're really committing to that shirt.
Great
Like
shirt.
anytime he's in the cave, he's wearing.
He's living
that
the
NASCAR.
lifestyle.
That t-shirt is one of the more comfortable like pajama t-shirts. Like, do you have like those t-shirts? Like, I have those t-shirts that are strictly for like post-night shower, like pajama t-shirts.
Right here,
That's
right
one
here.
of them. That's in the
Right here.
rotation. Yeah.
My
That's
go-to
actually a
is-
nice shirt. I love
It's
that
a
color.
nice shirt,
We talked about green on the show last week. Green, a lot of green.
Dix,
Lot
if
of
you're
green.
watching, Mikey V, he's on the
Oh!
market. He's on
Hey,
the
listen,
market.
he can market to the voiceless. They'll take the Dick's Sporting Goods by storm.
Big athletic following.
He's on
Big
the
athletic
market.
following.
Mikey, they have camping gear too. Good for the family.
I hate camping. Not into insects or bugs.
No, he's
It's
not,
for
a
me.
camper. He's not,
Not
a camper.
for me.
What
Not for
about
me.
canoeing and rafts?
No,
Not-
no.
not for
no.
him either.
Nope.
Not
I'm
for him.
striking out here
No,
now.
no,
Yeah,
no.
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 Yeah,
And listen, I commend those people that do camp and like they do the tents and I like showers too much. I like climate control too much, and I dislike bugs too much to get involved in those outdoor heavy activities. I just do. Like
You would not have fared
too
well
much
on
for
the
me.
homeschool bug dissection.
No, well, no, that wouldn't be a problem. It's I did the whole frog thing in 8th grade or 7th grade.
Did
Like,
you
that
ever
doesn't bother me.
dissect an owl pellet?
No, I can't say that I have, Joe. I can't say that I have. An owl pellet?
Yeah, like they eat like these like moles or like mice, and then they dissect it, and then you get like a pellet, and you can unearth it, and you can actually see inside. It's the skeletal remains of like the mole.
That's
or
a
the
fossil,
mice.
is it not?
A skeletal remains.
I wouldn't call it a
guess.
pellet. I mean, a pellet.
No, but the pellet is what the like it comes out of the owl.
Okay. Oh, so it's shit.
Yeah, essentially, it's
Right.
like
So
yeah,
you're
it's
talking
like
about
the
dissecting
digested-
owl shit is what you're talking
No,
the
about.
Joe,
digested form of owl
But
pellets.
when you were homeschooled, where did you go get owl shit?
In the cabin, Bob.
Not in the cabin. No,
from
we
the
had to
cabin.
order those.
Joe, stay
In the
with
back
me
of the
for a sec
cabin.
here. Joe, where
You can
where-
buy them on Amazon. Owl pellets for sale right there.
Yo, this guy is.
So
one
this
of
is
the-
how it looks like, Bob. This is like a mole, like it's inside the pellets. It's a dissection kit.
That looks interesting.
It's very, very
But
informative.
Joe, was
and
there
very...
was there any way to
So
prove?
see, you
for-
see like the remnants of the mice or the mole, like little varmints that they eat.
Joe,
Little
Joe,
varmints. Who are you, Yosemite Sam? Little varmint.
Joe, was there any way like when you did this? like,
I was very, very smart.
I
in
know,
school, Bob.
but Joe, listen, let me finish.
This guy's
man.
got to tell you. This guy's got to tell you how smart he was and how advanced he was.
It's
every single chance he
crazy,
gets, bro.
man. Like,
It's
let me go, Joe.
Okay.
Did somebody have to approve that you were doing this? Like, how is there any way to prove that you were doing all this, and who did you have to send it to?
We said
That's a great question.
We would
It's a
take
great question.
pictures of like when we did the dissection and stuff like that. You take pictures, you write little notes on it, you go through it, and then I created like a poster
Who does
board.
it get submitted to?
I create a poster board and I send it in. So like all
Send
of
it
our
in
stuff-
to whom? The Board of Ed?
No, so there is a school that would have like the main office for like the homeschool like offices within.
Yep,
So
yep.
it was an actual like high school like that you would send in all your send. So like for example, Mikey, and to give an idea of how much work I had to do for math, right? I would get 3 giant pamphlet books mailed to me.
Mhm.
Within each pamphlet, within each book, there was 5 send
From that school would send it to you,
Yes.
right? Now, did that
Yes.
school also house regular everyday students
Yes,
that weren't
yes,
homeschooled?
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Oh, so this was a program built within the
Yes,
school
yes,
specifically
yes.
Mikey,
for,
it's
and they would send the curriculum,
Yes,
and then you would
yes.
have to mail it back to them. That
And
makes
so
sense.
then I would
It's
write
Don
5.
Bosco.
So I
It's
would
Don
send.
Bosco.
Well, Don Bosco, though, the kids go to the school, though.
Right.
So Mikey,
right.
then I would send.
It's not IMG Academy.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
No.
So I would have 3 of these for each subject, and within each booklet there was 5 send-in tests. So I would have to write the test,
Right.
send it in,
Right.
and then at the end of each booklet, I had to go in and write a 2-hour exam.
Now, how? Oh, okay. So you had to go in to do the exams. Well, that's obvious because, like, what's to stop you from at home just looking up every
That
answer?
was my question.
Well, I mean, you would have.
I mean,
to,
this
you would have-
wasn't. This was now. To be fair, also, you're talking 20 plus years ago. The internet was not.
Yeah,
what
it was. You had
then.
dial-up,
Well,
Mikey.
you could
I
still.
mean,
There was still Google and Alta
yeah,
Vista
but you don't have a
and all
phone where
that
you
shit.
could just pull your shit on. I
There
mean,
was
I
no.
had,
Yeah, right.
I had dial-up, Mikey. I mean, Google
Right,
didn't really
right,
exist.
right,
I mean,
right,
it was a
right.
different.
No, I
time.
remember I was using the search engine I always used was like Alta Vista or Ask Jeeves.
Ask
Ask
Jeeves,
Jeeves.
I remember.
Ask
Yeah.
Jeeves,
Yeah.
yeah.
How about
And
What
by
you
the
know-
way, Jeeves just didn't have it. He's
Go
not
ahead,
compared
Bob.
to Google.
Bob, I
What
feel like you're gonna drop a bomb. Go ahead.
what you know about E-Bomb's World?
Oh, E-Bomb's World.
Some real good videos lived on there, man.
Oh yeah.
Some
Chocolate
classics.
rain.
Cherry chocolate rain. Ohio's agriculture's based on
Some
rain.
would say that it was a better time. Some would
It was
say
a simpler
Yeah.
time.
it was a simpler time for sure.
Lot less stress for you, Joey D.
Well, I
Yeah,
also
didn't
wouldn't
need the
have
Nordic
career I
cycle
have
then.
now.
Could tell you that.
No, I didn't. I
All right.
didn't.
Joe's got to
really.
go get to that Nordic cycle, Bob.
I gotta
Get to
go.
Go get it. Hey,
By the way,
guys,
it's not like we did a short pod. This is like
No.
an
This is a
hour,
long
25
pod.
minute
Long
pod.
pod. Long
come
pod.
on, guys.
Long
Really
pod,
good stuff.
long
Good for
pod.
us, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been another edition of the Brilliantly Dumb Show. We love you. We appreciate you. And as always, we'll see you next week.